Rachel, thank you. Today on Growing Idaho, more concerns from you, dear viewer. A woman wrote in to ask why so many apartments are popping up around the area, who's making money off them, and if anyone is actually saving money. Look, I get it. When I was growing up here, it seemed like there were only a handful of apartment buildings through the entire valley. And now you see them on pretty much every corner in most cities' downtowns. So let's start with if anyone is saving money on these things. Well, let's look at the Boise Metro. This is much more than Boise. It extends through Canyon County, the Metro. According to Realty Hop, using the median household income, so the income for the whole house, the median list price, and the estimated average $3,200 in monthly mortgage and taxes, 48% of the average family's income is going to home ownership. That's nearly half. Meanwhile, Apartment List says the average two-bedroom apartment rents for $1,290, which would only be like 19% of the median family's income going to rent. Now, a lot of the apartments I found were actually closer to $1,400, and there are some averages and estimates in all these numbers, so your experience will vary. But the takeaway is that apartments are generally a much more affordable choice than owning a home. However, you're not building equity with every rental payment. That is going to the apartment's owner, which answers the next question of who's making money off all of these. According to IBIS World, over the past 5 years, the total revenue for apartment rentals was more than $282 billion. That's up 2.1%. That's also why we see more people getting into the apartment business. That number grew by 2.3%. This again is being pushed by rising property values, pushing people out of home ownership and into renting apartments, although some people don't want to own a house. Finally, contractors just cannot build apartments fast enough to keep up with the demand. Nikki Hellenkamp, the director of housing and homelessness in the Boise mayor's office, agrees that supply and demand is a huge reason for the growth of apartments, but that's not all.
Apartments are often a more efficient use of space and infrastructure than a single family home would be. You can have 40 families or 100 families live on the same piece of land that maybe one family or two families would. It allows for greater affordability. It means that more people can live in that area. It also means that we have more people living inside the city instead of, building more and more and more subdivisions out into farmland and open space.
And that is the final big reason for the growth in apartments. We simply have room for them. On the same spot where we might see maybe a dozen homes built, you'll now see an apartment building with 100 units. That means you don't have to build as much new infrastructure out to new houses. The water, power, and sewer lines are already right there. You just got to tie into them. And as Nikki said, it preserves more farmland and open space. And let me stress, it's not like new neighborhoods aren't being built out past the city limits. This is still an option for folks who want to live in a traditional house and can pay for it. It's just that now, for those who cannot afford, who don't want a house, apartments are more of an option. More Wake Up Idaho after this.